Hello members, it's Ferdinands here, Managing Director of TopStocks.com.au. Welcome and thank you for watching the October 2012 video update. This update is going to be a little bit different to what you are normally seeing on the site. The update will talk about some recent things that have been happening on the site, but most of it will be dedicated to the new features that are evident on the site, where they are, how you use them, what you can do, what you can't do. A lot of you will know this already, and if so, you might find this video a bit boring. But there are many of you I know who keep emailing me that you still don't quite understand how to use the features, how to block, for example, a lot of the announcements that are coming out. There are many new announcements coming out. Every one of those you can block, and we'll get to those in a moment. So this video should be very helpful to you. Before we do that, just want to go over some of the activities over the last 30 days. As you know, I did meet with Jughead in Brisbane and handed him a $10,000 cheque along with VectorVest's Russell Markham. So, okay, congratulations again, you're a fantastic member. And Russell, thank you for joining us in Brisbane. And I do also want to thank VectorVest one more time for putting up the $10,000. VectorVest have been absolutely fantastic throughout the 3-month competition. They put up the money, they worked with TopStocks in getting the competition right, the rules, the terms and conditions, the registration process. It all flowed through very well. Admittingly, both VectorVest and TopStocks learned a lot from the competition, so if we were to hold something like that again, we would do it different, we would do it better. All of your feedback will be taken into account if and when we do that again. But I just wanted to thank VectorVest one more time, congratulate Jughead one more time. You can see a picture of him there, or most of him there, and well done. And Jughead, good luck, in the next big competition that we'll have, and no doubt we will have another one, hopefully very soon in 2013. TopStocks is looking for a regular tipping sponsor that will put up the $500 every month, which is our regular competition. If you're watching this video and you would like to sponsor that competition, TopStocks can guarantee you a lot of coverage, front page coverage, which we'll show you in a moment. We've got over 200 members right now that are tipping in the competition, and we've got trade alerts that activate when they go and use a tipping feature. It tells other members what they're doing. We'll look at those in a moment. But if you are interested in sponsoring the tipping feature, then I'll be very interested to talk to you. We're very interested. All right, before we go into all of the new features and how to use them, I just wanted to congratulate a few members on some milestones that have occurred during the last 30 days. Firstly, Skip Douglas. Skip T. Douglas has achieved 4,000 posts in the last 30 days. Well done, congratulations. Doctor Who has achieved 2,000 posts. Now also Doctor Who won the October tipping competition. So Doctor Who, well done. I think you got your $500 very quickly, and hopefully you spent it wisely. And obviously all the best in the November competition that we're in right now. And also a very big congratulations and thank you to Salvation. Salvation hit 10,000 posts during the last 30 days. Salvation, your quality of posts is also terrific. The number of posts, I think, certainly from a posting rate point of view, you are #1 on the site. You've still got some catching up to do to be the overall highest poster on TopStocks, but I've got no doubt that you will be at some stage very soon. I just want to congratulate you once more. All right, let's get into the guts of this video. You will see I've got myself being recorded here, but at the same time, I'm actually recording what I'm doing on the TopStocks screen. So hopefully you can see the mouse there and you can follow me as we go along. I'll try and go as slow as possible, but I'm conscious of the time that this video will take. So the first thing I want to do is talk about the new front page. As you can see on the new front page, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes with different elements of information, and then we've got my account summary over here. Okay, these 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes today rotate every 15 minutes. So for example, this one here, which is the leaderboard, if you like, for the current tipping competition, the interim leaderboard, will rotate within the next 15 minutes. It'll turn into something else. Within the next 15 minutes after that, it'll turn into the third iteration, and then 15 minutes after that, it'll rotate back to its first iteration. So you will see every 45 minutes the same box here come back, and in between that you'll see another 2 rotations. Right now the My Account Summary is static. It stays there and obviously goes to My Account Summary when you log in. If you are logged out, and if you follow me here, you will see the join now. You simply put your username in there and your password, and you will also see the video. So for those of you that have come to the site for the very first time, you probably played my video, which is just introducing you to the site, talking a little bit about it. But once you log in, then you will see the screen basically which I had before, and I'll just log in again, just bear with me. Now, you will also notice what we call the ticker here, the TopStocks ticker, or as some of you have named it, the Big Brother ticker. That ticker shows a lot of different things. It shows when people are logging in, logging out, when they're posting, when they're, make a favorite, for example, make a forum or a member a favorite, when they're going bullish or bearish, as well as a few elements there. Now that Big Brother ticker can be turned off. You can also adjust the speed. So if you go into My Account and then Update Preferences, okay, you will see an area here which allows you to fiddle or modify the Big Brother ticker. So over here, you've got Big Brother ticker speed. So at the moment it's set on the fastest. There are 5 different options: fastest, fast, slow, slowest, and off. So if I turn that off and then save my preference and then go back to the home page, you'll notice that there is no more Big Brother ticker. The only thing you'll see there is some HTML that I control separately. And at the moment, you'll see there to vote TopStocks as your favourite ASX forum. If you haven't done that, by the way, please do so if you believe we are your favourite ASX forum. And you'll obviously see that the Big Brother ticker has gone. So to put that back on, My Account, Update Preferences, Big Brother ticker speed, you can choose fastest, fast, slowest, slowest. Let's put on slowest just to show you how slow that is. That might be of preference to you. So you can see there it's just starting, and it is now fairly slow. By the way, once you've loaded this new front page up, there's no more loading that's done. It refreshes every few minutes, but the Big Brother ticker isn't downloading data consistently. It downloads data as you're loading the page, and then that's it. All of the ticker information has been pre-downloaded. It doesn't continue to use your broadband up. All right, let's go through a few more options that you have in that Update Preferences section. So if we go back, there's Allow Private Messages. Very simply, do you want people to send you messages or have the ability to send you messages? You take that tick off if you want no, and put the tick on if you want yes, basically. Your time zone, now you'll notice there that I've changed it to 11. Daylight saving does muck around with our server a little bit, and during daylight saving I put plus 11 for my own account, and that seems to put the right time up on the forums. Now, disable the forum glossary. You will notice in posts that you will have certain names that are highlighted, certain words that are highlighted, and when you hover over them, you'll get a definition. If you don't want those definitions, then you can disable the forum glossary here. Now, this is very important. When I log in, take me to, all right? There are a few options there. You've got the new homepage. Now, the new homepage, just so that we're all aware, is this one here. Okay, this is what, when we talk about the new homepage, we're talking about this page here. Okay. The second option is My Home. So if I save this, My Home is basically here. You can go to it directly under My Account and My Home. And what it is, it's just a view of your recent posts, your status updates if you have any, and status updates of any favourite members if you have any as well. Okay, so if we go back to Preferences, the third option is Recent Posts. Now, let me save that and show you what that does. Basically, if you do that, this is the new home page. If you have My Recent Posts, then when you log on, it'll take you to this page here. Now, this page is what we call the original or the old homepage. It's basically recent discussion. It's the same post. All of these posts here are the same posts as on the new homepage. And for those of you that may have noticed, that are astute, you'll notice that I can switch between the new homepage and the old homepage just by clicking on this topstocks.com.au banner. So when I'm in the new homepage, as I am now, if I click on the TopStocks banner, it goes to the old whole page. If I want to go back to the new home page, I just simply click on the same banner and it goes back to the new home page. It rotates. Depending on which page you're in, it points you to the other page. Let's go back to my preferences, or update preferences. All right. Now, there is another option there, and that is my trade journal. Okay, some of you do use the trading diary. You can opt for my trade journal. Not many of you use it, but the option is there if that's important to you. All right, I have mine set on new home page. And let's go to the next option here. Now, show members hover pops. All right, now what this means is, let me go back, let me save this. If I go back to the home page, any home page, if I hover over a member, you see a pop-up. All right, you see rank balance, you see quite a few things there, that including number of tips over a member. All right, and it says there to hide these pop-ups, update your preferences, and that's what that what that option was for. So if I go back here and declick show members hover pops and press that, hit OK, go back to the home page. Now, when I go over the member, nothing pops up. So if you do find those pop-ups annoying, you can turn them off. All right, I'll put my one back on. All right, so we go back to, the fastest there, and pop-ups here. All right, we talked about the Big Brother ticker speed. All right, now when I press discussion on the top menu, take me to. All right, this is the other one. There's simply two options here I wanted to talk to you about. New home page, original discussion page, right? So at the moment, I've got it set on new home page. That means that wherever I am, if I press discussion, it'll take me to the new home page. Right? If I keep pressing it, it'll just continue to take me to the new home page. That's the discussion main menu item there. If I change that and choose original home page instead, then when I hit discussion, it'll now take me to the original home page instead. So wherever you are on the site, you can use the discussion button here to go to either the new home page all the time or to the original home page all the time. All right, that's a little trick there as well. So I've now taken you through all of the general settings. What I haven't taken you through is the post display settings. So you've got a few options here. You can show all the posts in a thread, or you can show only the first post of each thread. All right, most of you choose the first one, that's the default. What that means is if you go to a thread, okay, so let's open up a thread here, LYC. Right, this one's written by Raby. You can see that I can, you see what I see here, I've got all of the posts in that thread. Right, now if I had instead chosen to only see only the first post of each thread, and if I save that, right, now if I go back to that same thread, I've just chosen to only see the first post in any thread. That's why on the new home page, you don't see any re. Re means that it's a reply to a post. So every one of these posts now is one post, and if you click on it, you will not see any other posts in that thread. Okay, so if you go back to my account, update preferences, basically this option here gives you the ability only to see original posts, never replies, or the option to see all posts, all replies, and most of you have it on, all posts. All right, then you've got two options here. Do you want the latest post at the top or the latest post at the bottom? Okay, if you want the latest post at the bottom, which is what most people choose, you click that. If you want the latest post at the top, you choose that. So give me an example. Let's change it back to the top and go and look at some posts. So if I click on this one here, which is where I was before, you'll now see that the latest post is at the top. All right, so this one was posted at 4:43 in the afternoon. The one down the bottom will be the earliest post in that thread. Right, well, we can just pick any one of these, posted at 3:49. So now the latest post is at the top, the earlier post is down the bottom. And if I want to go back up to the top, now most of you will know that there's a top button here. That'll take me to the top of the whole web page. And there's another button here, which is a top with two red arrows. That takes me to the top of the post. All right, if you only want to go to the top of the post, you use this one here, top with the red arrows. If you want to go to the top of the website, you use that one there. So if I go back to our update preferences, I'll put this one back to latest post at the bottom, which is what most of you have. All right. Now, there's a few more options here. Email posts in my favorite forums, email posts by my favorite members, and email TopStocks Discovery. Now, Discovery we've turned off for a moment while we revamp that feature, but certainly favorites, forums, and favorite members, you can put a tick. If you, are a BHP fan and you've got BHP as a favorite forum, when you have that click there, whenever anyone posts in BHP, you'll get an email saying that there's a new post in BHP. If you have favourite members and you've, say, got moderator as a favourite member, then whenever the moderator makes a post, no matter what forum that post is in, then you'll get an email with those details. So that's what those two options there are for. All right. Now down the bottom here, you'll see all of your favourites, your ignores, if there's a forced ignore on a particular, on you by the moderator or by TopStocks, you'll see that here as well, and it'll say forced ignore. And this is, by the way, this is where you go and close your account. If you want to unsubscribe, you simply put your password in here and hit confirm closure of account. All right. So this is the account preferences section. What I wanted to talk about next, if I save that and go to the front page, I always go to the new front page. A lot of work went into it, so I like to see it as much as I can. You'll notice here quite a few different alerts now, if you like. So you've got a trade alert. Now, trade alert is a member we made up that basically tells you whenever a TopStocks member makes a new open or close trade request. Right? If you click on a typical open or close trade request alert, you'll see that it tells you who the member was, what the ticker code was, and that, by the way, it'll be in that ticker code forum. So, for example, you can see there we're in the CUE forum because the tip was on a CUE stop. Doctor Who has decided to go long, so short or long, and these are how many shares as well. All right, and then if Doctor Who placed any comments, these are what the comments were. So at the moment he's basically saying it's undervalued, and that's why he's going long with 100,000 shares. And you can reply to that member. No point contacting that member because there is no one behind a trade alert. It's an automated member. But what you can do is ignore the member. So if I ignore this member and hit ignore here, then if I go back to the front page, you will see that all of the trade alerts are gone. Okay, now you can do that with announcement as well. So if we click on, well, you can do it either way. You can either click on announcement and ignore member, which I've just done. Now trade alerts and announcements are gone. All right, and if you are not interested in introductions, so for example, every time a new member comes along, I send them a welcome, not from the TopStocks MD member, but from a new member called TopStocks. And the reason I do that is specifically so that you can control whether you see those welcomes or not. If you don't want to see them, ignore member. Okay. So if we go back now, you can see that we're getting pretty much down to posts by real members only. Okay, we're not done though, because we still have direct-to-trade announcements, we have BRR news announcements, FNN update announcements. If you want to ignore all of those, simply look for them here. So put BRR news, for example, and hit ignore member. All right, and you can delete those ignores simply by going to update preferences, going down the bottom here, and then removing them one by one. Okay? All right. Now, we've talked about, oh, by the way, the marquee, or the Big Brother ticker here, and the Big Brother ticker on the old homepage are identical. They're both controlled by the update preferences Big Brother ticker speed options here. Okay? So let's go back to the new homepage. Hopefully all of you have noticed that it's very easy to search for tickers and for members on the top here. So BHP, just press enter and the BHP forum will come up. All right? Or a particular member, moderator, the moderator's post. Oh, sorry, not the moderator's post, the moderator's profile will come up. All right? That's the easiest way to find members and to find tickers. You can use the advanced search feature, of course, that's there as well. The old one is here too, so you can obviously put say Macquarie, MQG in here, and that'll do the same thing as it used to a while ago. But it's much quicker just to put the entries up here. Now what I wanted to go through was the new pages that we have on offer at the moment, and all of these can be found here under member activity. Alright, so the first one I want to go through is today's activity. Alright, most of you have seen this already. What you can do is select what you want to see in this activity. So at the moment I've got posts, logins, favourites, grades and sentiments. If I'm only interested in sentiments, what are people saying today about their stocks? Then I just keep sentiments and I hit save and go. And these are all of the sentiments that have been made today, and that's quite a lot. So I can see a lot of people are using this facility well. The first one was made on Linus Corporation at 1:20 in the morning by this member here, and the last one was made, I would think only a few minutes ago, by Snugsman, who was bearish. Okay, if you're neutral, they will show up as well. Then you've got grades, favourites, ignores, logouts, logins. So if you're only interested in posts, click posts. You can see how it works there. All right. Now, the next one is the most graded posts. This is fairly static, and what it does is it gives you a list of the top graded posts ever and who wrote them. All right, and you can see there, unfortunately, all of the top posts that are coming up, the top graded posts that are coming up at the moment, are made by members that aren't currently logged in. Some of these members don't post anymore. They're members from the past. Certainly some of them do post, and you'll see, here we go, Cloth Ears, who's currently logged on, because you can see a green dot there next to his name, is currently logged on, and he had a post here in the tipping forum which has had 297 views. But if you were to look at the top post here, Memories of a Newbie, and if you haven't read this, I do suggest that you do, written by Ferdinands. It's had nearly 5,000 views, and you can see there that it's got 81 A+ awarded to him, and quite a few likes there as well. So that's that feature, most graded posts. Now this next feature is Members Online. If I click on Members Online, it'll very simply show you who is online, and the way that we determine that is anyone that has had some kind of activity on the site within the last 20 minutes. All right. Generally, you'll see all of them are green. If it's red, it means just in that last second they've logged off or haven't had any activity. But it shows you who they are. There's 91 members that have been active in the last 20 minutes, and what was their last activity. All right. Sometimes you will see a date here rather than a time. At the moment, they're all times, so that's fine. But sometimes you'll see a time that wasn't in the last 20 minutes. For example, China Plate. The last activity recorded was 9:55, but yet the system says he had activity in the last 20 minutes. Well, China Plate has had activity in the last 20 minutes, but the activity he's had isn't something that we record in our logs. Okay, these are only activities that we record in our logs that we show, but for the purposes of whether they've been online for the last 20 minutes or so, it's all the activity on the site. Okay, so if we keep going, then you've got members who have logged in today. All right, now let me just get rid of that. So members that have logged in today. So let me click on that again. Right, so this will tell you, and roughly there's about, I think, 500 to 600 members that log on a day. I need to check that number. It's currently getting, there we go, 451, and that's at 5 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. So it tells you in alphabetical order, in alphabetical username order, who those members were, and again, what their last activity was. All right, so here you'll see that AJXV logged on last on the 7th of the 11th, which was actually yesterday. All right, so he hasn't actually done anything on the site that's recordable, but he did have activity today. All right, it's a little bit hard to understand, but he did have activity today, but none of the activity that he did was recordable. All right. Okay, so that is members with site activity today. Let me just check whether there's a new rotation on the front screen, and there is. So this is the second rotation now since we've started. All right, and that talks about interim tipping leaders, top forums, open trades, and market sensitive notices. Now, all of these are clickable. So you can click on the, say, Blackjack. You can click on this and that'll bring up his trade or his tipping history. You can click on the forum, which is listed here, and that'll bring up the forum in question. You can again click on the trade itself here, and you can click on the market sensitive notices. I don't know whether many of you have noticed, but all of those are links pretty much to what's behind them. Okay, let's keep going here. Most popular members. This one here is a recent addition, and you can see there that this Matros, who's currently logged on, is on the list. 295 people have added Matros as a favourite member, and you can click on Matros very simply, and you can see Matros's profile. Okay, and you would have noticed also back here that Lepanic is logged on, also a popular member. I think I saw the word down here as well, Doctor Who, Market, so quite a few popular members here. Then you've got members of the day. Now this members of the day has raised a bit of controversy amongst members. That's fine, it's always good. What it basically does, it records every day who the member of the day was according to a particular formula. Now, we intentionally haven't shared that formula with you. And the reason for that is once you understand how the formula works, then it's very easy for you to become member of the day because you know exactly what you need to do. What I can say is that it is a combination of how many times you post, how many times you reply, how many times you get replies to your post, how many times you use, so how many likes that you get, how many A+ you get, how many different forums that you contribute to. All of these things are taken into account to work out the member of the day. All right, and you can see there that Musashi Two Swords is actually becoming member of the day quite often. And the reason for that is that, as you know, Musashi normally starts, and I say normally because it's not written in blood or in stone, but Musashi normally starts the short-term trading thread, in the morning, and that is one of the most popular threads on TopStocks. So obviously he gets a lot of replies, he gets a lot of views, and that helps him become member of the day. And right now, 60.4. So today, he's already achieved 60.4. Now that 60.4 doesn't necessarily keep going up for the rest of the day. All right, it might come down and someone else might overtake him. But it's out of 100. Okay, so far 60.4 is the best score we've actually had since this was introduced about a month ago. So well done, Musashi. And by the way, member of the day is also shown in this box here on the next iteration. Okay, so when the market sensitive notices box rotates, you'll have member of the day. It's actually rotation 3. Rotation 3 also gives you statistics on the top here. Okay. Now the other thing you may not know is available on TopStocks is under here, under members and forums. You can look at your ignored members very quickly. Okay. And by the way, I need to remove those, but you can also look at your ignored forums very quickly. I've got no forums ignored. All right. And you've got the find a member here as well. A lot of you may have wondered where that went. It's still there. Obviously, you can find a member up here as well. Okay. The beauty about find a member over here is that it actually, as you start typing, it comes up with the members that start with what you've typed. So MAD, obviously moderator. If I was to type in DOC, you got Doctor Who. They're giving you some other options here as well that have started with D, because there aren't many that start with DOC. So then you can just click on a name, hit go, and then that member will come up. And once that member comes up, you can ignore them or you can add them as a favourite. Let me just add Doctor Who as a favourite here for a moment, and then take you back to favourites, recent activity. That was the one I wanted to show you. So if I go to recent activity, you'll now see that anyone that's on favourite has basically got their information here. So Doctor Who I just added to the favourite, and you can see there that all of his activity today has come up. And I can control that. So I can only go Doctor Who if I wanted to, if I wanted to concentrate on Doctor Who. All right? And I can only, I can look at just his posts if I wanted to. All right? So if I do that, unclick these, and look at his posts only. I might rename that to sentiment, because that is a bit confusing there. But certainly bullish or bearish, you can see Doctor Who, what he's done in the last few days. All right, so a lot of you didn't know that feature existed. That is under recent activity under favorites. All right, so favorite forums, all right, and then you've got favorite members. If you want to go to these quickly, instead of going through my preferences, then you've got bookmarks. Now, there's no bookmark saved here, but if I had a post that I wanted to come back to very quickly, say this top one here by Snugsman, he's just written it. All right, I can bookmark that post. So at the bottom of every post, you'll see an option here called bookmark. If I bookmark that, I call it anything I want. Snugman good post. I haven't read this, by the way, but that's the reason why I would bookmark it, is that it's a good post. Then I can come back to that by simply clicking on the bookmarks. And I can click on that post and it'll come up, and this could be a year later. Right? It could be 2 years later. It'll always be in your bookmarks. Right? And how to see those bookmarks is simply go to bookmarks here, and it'll give you the option to delete that as well, which I will do. Okay, and they're therefore no longer bookmarked. All right. The other thing that you might have noticed is under updates, you will have noticed the recent newsletters, you will have noticed the video updates, you may have noticed our recent EDMs. It is only because of EDMs, by the way, that TopStocks survive. So it's very important that for our clients that use our EDM facility that we put them up here. And you can click on any one of those and it'll take you through a web version of the EDM. Okay. Look, that's all I wanted to show you today. Obviously, a lot of you have noticed and have commented on a new read. We call this the read post screen. There's a new format there. The colors have changed. The boxes have changed. All of this is work in progress, by the way. If too many of you have an issue with the color schemes and how things are laid out, then we'll certainly have a look at changing those. But at the moment, we made some changes today, and we'd like to think that this is not a bad colour scheme now. You won't get these, by the way. This is delete post and delete thread. That's what a moderator gets. Okay. Otherwise, everything that you see here, you will see on your screen as well. All right. Look, if you have any questions, members, please don't hesitate to shoot me a feedback form or to put them up in the support forum. For those of you that aren't aware, there is a support forum here under support. Okay, if you are to do that, write a new post and put your concern or what you'd like to see changed. We'll certainly have a look at those. Thank you for watching. Our next video update should hopefully be at the end of this month. Again, congratulations to Jughead and to Doctor Who for winning the last 2 competitions. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.